Allora, Sara, favore, puoi presentarci Javier Ortiz Cabrejos from Peru.
So Javier Ortiz Cabrejos is the president of Institute Maharishi de Peru. He's the director of Oficina de Arquitectura Védica Maharishi para America Latina, and with the first experience teaching Yagasana and transcendental meditation in 1997 in schools in Puno, a city in Peru at 4,000 meters high over the sea level, at the border of the secret lake Titicaca. Till now, this experience have reached more than 60,000 students from 65 schools all over the country. In a progressive growing acceptance of the program and educational system in Peru, till now, 5 published international scientific research shown results as 69% improvement in mental and physical health and improvement in academic performance. During pandemic, this project continued online. So we're really pleased to listen to Javier, master in meditation and yoga in Peruvian school, a long-time experience of success.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to participate in this invitation from the European Yoga Federation and Unity in Diversity. And I would like to thank you, very dear André Riel, who has introduced me to these wonderful people that is having this initiative to make a higher consciousness all over the world. Now, from this part in South America, I would like to share with you humbly our experience teaching transcendental meditation and yoga in schools. We had our first experiences in year 97, 98, starting to teach in a very small schools in a city called Puno, that is at the border of the sacred lake Titicaca, sacred for the very ancient Inca civilization. From this lake is said by the tradition that the ancient culture of the Incas was born. So it's very significant that this time of teaching yoga and meditation started in this city, in this town, that is a city of 150,000 people. And we started on those years teaching to very small groups of students, just by initiative of some teachers and principals of some of the schools in the area. And with much suspect, of thinking from different people that was asking what is the importance of meditation and yoga in the education, no? Many people was just thinking that was some crazy idea, or some people even was opposed to this idea, no? Especially the most religious people, no? Peru is a very Catholic and now also evangelic country. So people with not so good understanding of what meditation and yoga is can think that is a religious teaching, no? So many people was having that idea, and we started to teach with this sometimes opposition from several avenues of society. But during all this time, we were like changing the mind of the people, and we were signing agreements. We are teaching by signing of agreements with different schools and with different educational systems of the country. And thanks to that, till now we are in a very systematic and permanent way, teaching during all these years, having been to different areas of the country with good results. So I'll share now some slides. Maybe all of you know Machu Picchu. So we start from this picture for you to place yourself in the area of the world in which we are now, going to this country with this very ancient culture. You know? So here we started to teach meditation and yogasanas to children. This is a very sweet picture with children from Cusco. They are dressing in their traditional dress in the La Merced School. In La Merced School, we were teaching in 3 different cities, in Puno, Cusco, Arequipa, and also Lima, 4 cities. They are like a chain of schools in different cities of the country. And we think that this picture represents very well the spirit of what we are doing since long, teaching children since very young, no? Since 8, 9 years old, and trying to change the next generation from the point of view of the education, you know? So we have this project of transcendental meditation and yoga in schools that is mainly focused from 2005 to 2022, that are the years in which we were working more in this project. Till now, we had work in 4 universities, 65 schools, around 60,000 students have learned transcendental meditation. We have agreements with some cities as La Victoria district in Lima and Pacasmayo city in the north of Peru. And we have agreement with educational government institutions as PRONAVEC, that is an institution that gives scholarships to the students all over the country, and also to different regional education authorities. This work comes as inspiration, but our teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who have prepared me to teach meditation and yoga, and also has given this idea, no, to share this knowledge with all the children. So we have this consciousness-based education, no, because we try to expand consciousness to have higher level of consciousness in the children's. Some of the advantage of this system of education that is based in consciousness is that it's not having any secondary effect, no? The children can make in groups in the school or just by themselves in their homes. It's completely natural, it's funny, easy, and do not imply any effort or concentration or control of the mind. In some of the schools in our country, we find as problems lack of motivation, attention, and concentration, low academic performance, bad relationships between the students and the fathers or the teachers and other students in the school, use of drugs, not going to the classes at the school, lack of dialogue between parents and teachers, violence, sickness, no, and different problems that we can find in education in Peru. And this system of consciousness-based education brings cooperation between students, better mood in the school, less disorder, less aggressivity, less bullying in the school, and more concentrations from the students during the classes. So there are several benefits of this practice, no, as the increase of intelligence and memory that we can see in these charts that we are showing. Transcendental meditation is a very easy way of meditation, no, very practical for students, in which the mind starts to go to different levels of the mind till reach the level of pure consciousness. When this happens, our brain starts to work in a more systematic way, a more coherent way. As we see here, currents starts to happen in the alpha waves, But this is at the beginning, and after a few years of practicing transcendental meditation, we find currents in all the frequencies of the brain. This brings benefits to the children of the growth of intelligence. We can see that after 1 year of practice of this technique, the students can grow their intelligence even in a 10% of their IQ. Also, creativity grows as originality, flexibility, and the flow of ideas. And we find also that the academic achievements improve. No, the score of the schools start to improve after few months of practicing this technique. The memory increases, and the problem of bullying decrease also in the school. We find also improved academic performance in mathematics and also in English, or in the understanding of what the students are reading. So this is just to show that when we start to propose these projects to the authorities, we explain about the benefits of what meditation and yogasanas bring to the students. And this make an understanding in the authorities that can be a good idea to have this for the students, no? And now I want to share with you some pictures of some of the students practicing in different areas of the country. First, we have this city of Puno, where we taught to 12 schools. No, here we have the Titicaca Lake, that is a lake at 12,000 feet high. No, 4,000 meters high. Is one of the very cool areas in the world. No, they prepare this kind of boats made of cane just by hand. And they even in this area, they have this kind of islands that are floating islands that are made also by hand. And they live in these floating islands in the Titicaca Lake. In the front of these islands is the city of Puno. There we developed these projects. And here we have some of these. This project was with orphanage. No, this is a girl orphanage project. We still working with they are meditating twice daily, guided by their own teachers. This is another school, the Prescott School. That was the first school where we taught meditation and yogasanas in the year 97 and 98. And from there, they have keep this practice during all this time. Even they promote the school as the first meditation school in the country. They meditate in their classrooms at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day also. They have these big halls where they meditate in the morning and in the evening before going to their homes. We are here with the principal of the school, and this is the area of place of the students. Here we practice yogasanas and meditation also, and this field, this sport field, is in the front of the Titicaca Lake. This is another school, the San Carlos School. Is very old school, founded in the 18th century. There we had teach also this technique. And here we have a Catholic school. The principal of the school is a Catholic priest, Father Francisco. All the main authorities of this school are leaders from the Catholic Church. There we have taught in different schools in different cities. La Merced schools are called. No? Here even the students are meditating in their church, in the church of the school. No? And here they are practicing yogasanas in their sport field in the school. This is another school from another city in the same Puno area, where the students have also their hall for meditation. No, some students, they meditate even in Padmasana. No, they are very flexible at this age, so it's very easy for them to practice in Padmasana. In this other school, La Merced School, they have also their meditation hall. And here we have a session of yogasanas, practicing this Bhujangasana and Padmasana by other student. And this is in another school, a practice of group yogasanas. Teaching also a session of yogasanas to the children. In Cusco, we had worked with 10 schools. Cusco was the capital city of the Inca Empire. Here is one of the streets of the Cusco city, with this millenary wall made of stones and these very ancient palaces. This is Sacsayhuamán, also close to Cusco. And here we have the children dressing in their traditional ways before a session of classes and practice of meditation. In this school, La Merced School, also the children's practice before going into the classes. Here is the church also of this school. Sometimes they have only the church of the school that is the biggest area, so the children meet together at the church and they meditate there. And here we had a neuroscientist that was coming from US, and here we had these children, this kid, and we measured the brain waves when he was meditating. This is a girls' school, 5,000 school girls, when we had taught also this technique a few years ago. This is also the church of this school. As you can see, the churches many times are the best place for them to meditate. This is other school. This is an agricultural school at Urubamba Sacred Valley at Cusco. We taught here around 1,000 students, meditation and yogasanas. And here we are having a group meditation with one part of the students. And when we teach, also we try to teach the parents, and the teachers. If there is going to be some change, we need also that the change comes from the home. So it's very important that the parents participate in this project. So we extend this practice to the parents, and the parents come and they participate very happily. This is other school, also in Cusco, where they practice before their classes. Here we see immortal Cusco. In the floor of the school, in the patio of the school, they meet together also once or twice a week to meditate all together. Acomayo is a very rural area close to Cusco, at 3 hours from the city of Cusco. And in this place, we have signed an agreement with the authorities, the local authorities of education. And this year, we are going to teach yogasanas and transcendental meditation to at least 20,000 students in this area in around 25 or 30 different schools in all this region. At the north of the country, at La Libertad region, we taught to 8 schools. Here we are with the mayor of the city of Pacasmayo. when we started the project with the schools of this area. And also we have this school. This school is Andres Rasuri School. It's the biggest school of all the region with 5,000 students also. And here is the cinema of the school. And we have here like 800 students practicing together meditation. And this is an orphanage also in this area. And here is a practice of yogasanas with the students. In the area of Callao, close to Lima, this is a very dry area. No? Some of you were here in Peru, maybe you know that Lima and Callao are cities that are in a desertic area. No? Lima is the second city in size in the world that is placed in a desert. It's a very dry area. You can see here some of the views of this area. It's also a very poor area in the city. No, it's in the borders of the city. And here also, thanks to the inspiration of Father Oscar Cabrera and Brother Miguel, we started in this orphanage of 1,200 students the teaching of meditation and yogasanas. We in this orphanage have a hall for meditation. Here we see a group meditation, different halls for them to meditate. And this is other school in the same region, in the same area, Callao, where they practice meditation and yogasanas in their play patio. In Lima, we have been working with 9 schools. Here we have a real view of the cities at the border of the ocean. And at this time we are going out from summer and it's a time of hot session here. And here we started to work with some schools at the night, students that were working during the day and they were going to the school at the night. And here we started with these schools, night schools, with people that are grown old already, they are not kids. So in this kind of schools, we started the project in Lima. And then we had a project signed with the city of La Victoria, a district of the area that is a very difficult district of the capital city because it's an area of a lot of criminality and violence. But the authorities of the municipality, they liked the project, so they helped it to go into the schools of the city and also to have projects with the population of the city. So here we have a practice of meditation on the main square of the city of La Victoria, with around 300 people in some weekend. And this is another school, Cesar Vallejo School, where the children practice guided by their own teachers in their classroom. And also 2-3 times a week, we go to have a session of practice of yogasanas with them, and also a group meditation on the sport fields of the school. In Arequipa, other city, we were working with 3 schools. Arequipa is known because it's the city of the condor. Maybe you heard about the condor, this very big bird, that is the symbol of our country. And here also we worked with Catholic priest authorities in this one of the schools. Here is even the priest addressing the students, telling them the good that is to practice yoga and meditation. And here we have students in their own classrooms. And here a big practice in their patio. Here we have around 1,000 students meditating together. And this is another school. This is a farmer community, YY, close to Lima. In this area, we signed an agreement with the principal. We had studies showing us the improvement of the children. This school is the only school in this farmer area. There we taught around 500 children to meditate and to do yogasanas. No, so they are starting to practice since very childhood. This is a point of birth of the Amazon River in the Peruvian jungle, no? In the Nauta city, no? This is the Peruvian jungle. So Peru is not only mountains, but also a very Amazonic area. The birth of the Amazon River is in our country. And here we had also some few schools in the middle of the jungle where the children was practicing also these techniques. I want to share with you also that when we start the project and after 3 or 6 months of practice of the children, we apply some tests. And these tests were having very positive results. For example, in some of these schools, the students say in 72% that they have more energy, in 57% that they had less sickness. And like that, we apply several tests, evaluating them not just physically, but also intellectually. No, 67% say that their memory was improved, 65% that they were better in their study. So this is part of what we do. We always apply some tests to the children. Also, the press of the country was having a public notice about our project. No, this is in the official newspaper of the government. No? The El Peruano is the name of this journal, and says here, meditation is the key for a better school achievements. No. And this author, in the main newspaper of the country, Transcendental Meditation reached 50,000 students in 50 schools. During all this time of pandemic, we were teaching also and having projects via online projects, no, via Zoom or other platforms. So we were not stopped during the pandemic. It's true that we were during these 2 years not working with all the schools, because in a country as Peru, not all the students have online connection or internet connection, so it's not so easy to communicate with them. So for that, in the Cusco area, for example, we started a radio program to reach students and to have guided meditation through radio. And this radio program was promoted by the educational authorities of the region. Through all these phases, we were having also some international journals that were attracted to the project that we were doing in our country. And for example, the International Journal of Indian Psychology published this project, a long-term meditation practice in Puno, Peru, a 5-level exploratory model of theory and research, no? And a study that was published in year 2020. And in year 2021, in the Journal of Latinos and Education came this study about the Aymara children's practice of transcendental meditation in Peru, a learning history model of parents and teacher perceptions. This year, well, not this year, the year 2021 came in Education magazine from Catholic University in Peru, that is the main university in our country. This study about health and school performance, no, in the students of YY. So here we have a summary of the study in which we see how the physical health, the cognitive health, the emotional health, and the school performance in the students of YY was improved during the time of the project. And in December of year 2021 came in this magazine, Innova Education, this study that shows a bigger study, no, with more than 500 students in different cities in Peru, showing also an improvement of their physical, cognitive, emotional health and school performance, an average of 65% improvement in all these areas. And this study just came 1 month ago, and it's a study about the online and virtual group meditation during this COVID isolation. And that shows that even in isolation and practicing the students just online in their own homes, they were having quite a good improvement in their physical, cognitive, and emotional health and school performance. And that's just from yesterday, because we just started again the assistance of the students to the schools, and we are starting again to teach in presence, no, to the students the practice of meditation and the practice of yogasanas. So it's what we want to share with you. I hope that this presentation could be of some inspiration for all of us to share with our students in all our countries these great beneficial practices, as we all know, because we are practicing ourselves since long, and to have the children's practicing since very child, that will change our next generations. Thank you very much.
Javier, thank you to you.
A beautiful job, very, very beautiful job. My congratulations, because it's very important to start training the new generation.
Yes.
And in the awareness and the research of the self and the yoga. Thank you very much for your work.
Come ha detto Amy, sta facendo un lavoro meraviglioso e i bambini sono gli uomini del futuro, e quindi il mondo migliorerà grazie all'opera di queste persone come Gisa Franceschelli e anche come Javier Ortiz Cabrejos.
And just as Amy Blasius said, the children are the men of the future. So the world can change thanks to the great work that people like me are doing at this level.
Javier, be in touch with us.
Thank you.
We can invite you in future too, okay?
Yes, I will be very happy to be in connection with you, and I thank a very dear Andre to make this bridge and these possibilities to be together as a unity in diversity. We have this world that is in unity, so we should all be sharing our experiences and knowledge and inspiring us. That will be good and will feed our souls and will help us also to feel that we are all together in this mission to have a higher consciousness in the world that is so necessary, especially in these difficult times in our world. Thank you very much to all of you. I am very happy to have the opportunity to participate. Namaste.